What is going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 15 of this Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke Challenge. You just saw that we made our way through Victory Road, and now we're going to be taking on the Elite Four and the champion in this episode. Unfortunately, when I recorded the episode itself, I lost the video recording, so I'm doing everything post-commentary. We're going to go ahead and go through a quick team recap, starting with Tommy the Venusaur at level 61. I grinded everybody up to about level 61-ish. He has Cut, Poison Powder, Mega Drain, and Solar Beam. I decided to pick up Solar Beam for a stronger grass attack. Let's go ahead and go on to Billy here. He's going to be our Pidgeot at level 61. He has Wing Attack, Agility, Quick Attack, and Fly. Again, I decided to go with Wing Attack over Tackle or Gust, something like that. I'm going to really just be clicking Fly there. Next up is Jason the Gyarados, somebody that we relied heavily on later in it. He has Ice Beam, Surf, Hydro Pump, and Hyper Beam. I know I said in one of the last episodes that Bite was going to be our last attack, but I decided to go with Hyper Beam. The great thing about Generation 1 Hyper Beam is if you knock something out, you don't have to recharge. So I'm kind of banking on that a little bit more. Up fourth on our team recap is going to be Zordon. Again, I'm doing all this post-commentary, so we're just going through it here. Zordon is at level 61. He's going to have... his special is so high, 184, 162 speed. This is what made Alakazam so broken in Generation 1. He has Psybeam, Psychic, Reflect, and Recover. I decided to go with Reflect just in case that we get hit. Even though our special is really, really high, I think Reflect counteracts the physical weakness that we have there. And yeah, so I decided to go with Reflect instead of that. Our fifth Pokemon here that we're going to go over, oops, I accidentally hit shift there, is going to be Andros the Electrode, somebody I didn't really use growing up. His speed is phenomenal. 199 speed, 113 special with Swift, Light Screen, Sonic Boom, and Thunderbolt. Again, I decided to put up Light Screen so that way we can kind of, for our special weak Pokemon, we can knock down the special attacks. And finally, I decided to go ahead and evolve Kimberly into a Flareon. Her special is kind of good too. She's going to have Fire Spin, Bite, Rage, and Flame Thrower. And really, I decided to go with it. She's going to be our Executor counter here. I was hoping to find a Fire type attack or Fire type Pokemon. Anywhere else. We're going to go ahead and buy some full restores here. It is mostly just so that we can have all the medicine that we need when we go through all the Elite Four members, because once we go in there, we don't have a heal. We don't have anything to help us out here, so I'm buying full restores, max potions, and all that stuff here. I do have 2 ethers and a max elixir to go on with that, so I think I'm also, yeah, I'm skipping out on the max potions and just going for the max restores. So that's all of our money, so if we lose, it is going to be bad news bears for what we got to do. I am preparing for Lorelei here, so I'm putting Andros and Tommy at the front. Jason and Zordon might be there for backup, but I'm going to rely more on Andros and Tommy to go against the Water Ice Trainer as we go ahead and enter Lorelei and the Elite Four. So we are officially in the end game now. Win, lose, or draw, we are here. It has been an amazing run to be with you guys. We started this about a month ago, and at the time of this going out, it is going to be July 9th? 8th or 9th. Or 10th, July 10th. So Dugong We just hit Thunderbolt, and again, I've leveled everyone up to level 61. It's going to be a 2-hit KO. She's going to use a super potion on it. It's going to be, I leveled everybody up to level 61 because the max level in the Elite Four is 60. The final level for the champion is 65, so I just cut everything in between the two. I did want to go with 60, but when I was grinding up the Flareon, we just clicked it on Venusaur, 1 extra level, so everybody got the extra level except for Flareon. And again, we just took out the Cloyster with 1-shot Thunderbolt. We're going to hit Slowbro with the Thunderbolt here and just see how much that does. It's going to be a 2-hit because she's going to use her second super potion. Again, this is also why I use some healing items throughout the playthrough, was because I knew once we hit the Elite Four, they would heal up as well. Now they're going to go into Jinx here, the 5th Pokemon, or 4th Pokemon. And let's see how much this Thunderbolt's going to do. Does a good amount. We get to Paralyze, though. So this is just going to be an easy KO after we get the Paralysis. Slows Jinx's speed down. So it is going to be a 3-shot, which is what I thought. Let's see how... And I was clicking a special on a Psychic Mon. And then I decided to go for Swift here to save the Thunderbolt PP. And Jinx goes down. And again, we relied heavily on the Electrode. I had Venusaur as a backup in case the Electrode went down here. But one of the most bulky Mons ever, Lapras here. And she uses Body Slam. I wonder how much this is going to do. 125 left on her HP, so we go for another Thunderbolt and get the KO. We get a crit as well. I don't think that mattered. So, after all that, Andros using one single Pokemon to defeat Lorelei in the Elite Four. 1 down, 3 to go in the Elite Four, plus the champion battle. Let's go ahead and prepare for Bruno. And I'm going to move Billy up front. We're going to rely heavily on Billy. And we are going to go with Zordon as a backup plan for Billy in case things get a little hairy. Again, growing up, I really didn't use Alakazam. I didn't use Kadabra or anything like that. And so I always thought it was stupid broken. And now I see why, because we get to use Alakazam here. And so I'm healing up here, even though Andros only took a little bit of health. I kind of wonder why Tommy has an HP missing, because we did heal up after we got through the Elite or the Victory Road. But anyway, Bruno, he is considered in Generation 1 one of the weakest Elite Four members. Let's go ahead and see what happens with him here. And again, all the Elite Four members have 5 Mons. He sends out Onyx, which, again, since we led with Billy, that's unfortunate. So we're going to have to switch. But since it is Onyx, I am going to go to Tommy and just get that extra hit point of damage. He goes for Rage, which is a good move if it powers up. So I click Mega Drain here. This should one-shot. And it does. It's quadruple effective, so easy. We get all of our HP back. And just see how he goes out. He's going to go to Hitmonchan. And I accidentally hit Stay In, so somebody's going to have to take a hit here. But once I realized my mistake, I did hit it with Poison Powder. It goes for an X defend, so the physical health is going to be a little bit more bulky. Now I switch into Billy off of this. And again, now that we got Poison up, he is on a timer. It's not Toxic Poison, however, and that does a ton with a critical hit. So right now we're just getting chip damage on it. We are going to go for Fly. I thought about going for a Wing Attack there, but with how much damage that Mega Punch took, decided to go for the stronger flying type attack. It does not kill. and it uses another X defend on the Hitmonchan, which is basically dead. So instead of wasting Fly, I'm going to go for a quick attack. Hopefully this kills, and it does. So now we're 2 down, but unfortunately we have to switch out and go for another Pokemon, and we're going to go to Zordon here because I don't want to lose anybody this late in the game. So we go to Zordon, and we are going to click Psychic. I mean, why not? This is the easiest decision that we have to make. And down goes the Hitmonlee one-shot. So again, we're just 3 Pokemon down. It's going to go to Onix. We'll switch back into Tommy here. Level 56 against 61 Venusaur. Again, growing up, I never used Venusaur. So I am enjoying being able to use the Grass-type starter and getting another one-shot KO on the level 56 Onix. And going into the last Pokemon is going to be his Machamp, so we are going to switch back into Jason. Again, I wish I could go into Billy, but with him being at half health, I don't want to take a hit. And you can see that there's only 3 levels of difference here. We go for Psychic, and with the one-shot, okay. So, makes it easy for us to be able to do that. And Zordon grows to level 62. Again, as long as he's within level 65 by the time we take on the champion, we're all good there. And that's also why I didn't go to the max at 65. Just like I never max out my levels anywhere else. We are going to use a Soda Pop on Billy here. And that is because I want to be able to have a little bit of wiggle room, because once we hit the max, I feel like we shouldn't be able to use it. And since we can't box any of our Pokemon, we will be just putting them in the back until we lose everybody else. I don't think we are. We are okay on medicine heading into Agatha. And it is right here where I realized that I did not make my switches. So I am going to put Zordon in front, rely heavily on him, and maybe Jason if things get hairy with Zordon. Agatha is the Ghost-type trainer, but she's actually a Ghost Poison-type trainer as we face the 3rd Elite Four member. The first 2 really did no damage to us. Again, Pidgeot just took a lot of damage off of a critical hit. So let's see what the Ghost-type Master Agatha can do. 5 on 6, she sends out Gengar, which... This is why I love Gengar. Look at the sprite. It is so iconic. And I feel bad, but I am going to have to click Psychic here. And... goodbye, Gengar, because, like I mentioned when we got our Ghastly, Psychic is super effective against the Ghost type in this generation because of a glitch in the coding, and it made it a Poison type as she sends out Golbat. This is why I say she's a Ghost Poison trainer, as down goes the Golbat in one shot. Now she's going to go to Hunter, again, another Ghost Poison type Pokemon, and we just simply click. I'm between Psychic and Psybeam. I go for Psybeam to save on the PP for Psychic. Knowing that I still have Lance to go through and the champion, even though I do have 2 Ethers to use, I'm not going to use them right now. She goes out to Arbok, and we're going to go to Zordon and use Psybeam and knock it out once again. So again, she is about to use another Gengar. So she has Haunter, Golbat, Arbok, and then 2 Gengars. And this is going to... We get the Confusion, which is awesome. It still uses Nightshade, and that's going to do 60 hit points. So it's a static attack, which we all know about. And that's why Gengar is kind of booty, is because that is one of his highest attacking moves, and it's a set amount of damage. We went for another Psybeam, got the knockout, and we are on to our last Elite Four member. and Lance, and we are still in great position here. I am going to be using Hyper Potion just to get Zordon all the way back up in the HP range. And for Lance, I'm going to rely on Jason because he has our only Ice-type attack for the Dragon Master. And I'm going to have Andros be the backup because of the Flying-type moves. So as we make our way to the 4th Elite Four member, it is finally setting in that this team is for real. And I'm reflecting on the fact that we have only one death in this run so far, and it was clearly on my own mistake. I'm going through all my TNs before here just to see what I can teach these guys, because now we're in this late in the run. I'm going to use everything. I'm going to see if another Pokemon can learn Blizzard, decide against it just to have it in case things go wrong, because you can never know. And then I go to Fire Blast, and I will end up teaching this to Kimberly. And when we did the team recap, I said Kimberly's final move was going to be Fire Spin. But then thinking back on it, it is not a great move because it acts like Wrap, and it doesn't really hit you on that special side that Fire Blast will, even though Fire Blast has a chance to miss. So, again, going through here, it's Blizzard, Earthquake, and Psywave. I'm thinking now, but when I see nobody can learn Earthquake, I keep it in my back pocket. Probably for the best. And then I learned Tri-Attack because I think Billy can learn it, and then I see that he cannot learn it, but Zordon's able to, and I really don't want to mess with his moveset. He's right where I want him to be. So we're going to go ahead and take on Lance, the 4th Elite Four member. And again, we have our lead of Gyarados with a backup of Electrode going forward here. So let's go ahead and jump into this battle. The 4th Elite Four member. And sitting here, we're realizing that we have a good chance to go all the way. Gyarados getting Gyarados. So I made the wrong read on who he was going to lead out with. So I have to switch into Andros here, which is fine. He's kind of bulky. Dragon Rage, kind of scary, but it does only do 40. So this late, it's not going to be bad. We're going to hit him with a quadruple effective Thunderbolt here. And one shot goes down the Gyarados. We even got the crit, even though I don't think it mattered. But it's always nice to have. Andros grows to level 62. So right now, Alakazam and Andros are the only ones that have grown a level off of this. And we're going to go to Jason here, as it switches into one of his Dragonairs. And again, this is why we put Ice Beam on Jason. See how much this does. It one-shots it. Super effective. Down goes one Dragonair. So we're looking good here. 3 Pokemon left that stands between us and a rival battle. He sends out another Dragonair at level 56 as well. So we click Ice Beam and one-shot that as well. Super effective. And now gonna go out to Aerodactyl. And I stay in here because I think I'm gonna be able to hit it with Hydro Pump or Surf, and I accidentally click Hyper Beam. So here's the charge. I'm hoping this kills. Level 60 Aerodactyl, and it does half health. So, and that takedown is going to be scary. Oh, it does half of my health. And we got to recharge. So at this point, I'm thinking, what can take out this Aerodactyl? And I finally used a potion for the first time in a long time on this battle. I used medicine during the actual battle. It uses Supersonic, so now I definitely know I need to get out. So I'm going to switch into Andros just to get rid of the confusion. It's going to go for another Supersonic. Fails. Now we're switching back into Jason. And right here, it uses Bite. Not too concerned about it. We're down to 173 HP. It is faster than us, which I was not prepared for. Now we flinch. uses Super Sonic. Now I'm starting to get concerned because it hit us twice. Now we're confused, and now we hit ourselves in confusion. We're down to half health. Here comes a Hyper Beam, and we break out of confusion, however, and knock out the Aerodactyl. But unfortunately, because of this, we cannot use Jason anymore. So it's going to go into Dragonite. I'm here sitting, how do I hit this Dragonite? Because I know if we don't kill it in one shot, it's going to kill Jason. So we decide to go out into Zordon, even though I don't think this was our original plan. Level 62, we click Psychic. For the last Pokemon in the Elite Four, we do half health. It does slam it again. We're physically frail. That does a lot, but I know we outspeed. We hit Psychic, and that will officially do it. We have beaten the Elite Four in our first try. Now only us and our champion rival stand in the way of us beating this Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke on our first attempt with only one death. And it got really hairy there because, again, we almost lost Gyarados. And while I've used Gyarados in different capacities growing up, this is the first time I've really thought about his moveset and how I want him to be. So we're going to heal everybody up, and we are going to think about how he's going to lead as we're going through healing everybody. Andros is healed up. He took some damage. Really, it was between Zordon and Jason that took the most damage in that battle. Our scariest Elite Four battle. And why wouldn't it? Because it is the final one. We used one of our elixirs on Zordon, so everybody, all of his PP is set up. And it's at this point I realized I didn't change my lead. So we're going to lead with Gyarados against the rival. And I'm just now realizing that he has led, ever since he got his second Pokemon, he's always led it out in the same way. So he's going to lead with the Pidgeot, and we're leading with Jason. So here, like I said, there's the Pidgeot. I knew that was coming, and I didn't switch. So now I'm going to rely on us getting off an Ice Beam faster, seeing how much this does. Gets it to red health, and we get the freeze. So now this Pidgeot is null and void. We can hit it with whatever we want. And I go into Billy here for a little Pidgeot on Pidgeot. Again, it's red health. It's frozen. It's not going to do anything in Generation 1. It's a dead Mon. And I think our rival realized it, so it left it out there to die. Billy gets a champion knockout just to add to his resume. Our rival goes out to his Alakazam, so we're going to go into our physical attacker in Jason. And again, this is where things get so nice, because we hit it with it sets up a Reflect, and it gains armor. Here comes our Hyper Beam. This is why I chose it over Bite. And it doesn't kill, and it clicks Recover. So, we can't get the kill. It clicks Recover. We have to recharge. I'm clicking Hyper Beam again. The Psychic's going to do a lot of damage. And our Special fell. So now we have to rely on physical attacks, which for Alakazam we were relying on heavily anyway. And we get the knockout on that second Hyper Beam. So, knowing that our Special is down, and it's about to send in Rhydon, I'm going to go into Tommy here, because he did so much work against Giovanni's gem, and with this being a quad effective in our favor, we're going to click Mega Drain and see how much this does. This should one-shot, and it does. So, Billy and Tommy get a knockout on our rival as it's about ready to send out Executor. And this is why we chose Flareon for Kimberly. A lot of people run Eevee, the gifted Eevee, with as a Jolteon or a Vaporeon. I chose it to run as a Flareon since we never got a fire type attack. We hit it with a flamethrower. Super effective. It's going to put it to sleep. Now, I don't know if in the speed up you realize what I pulled out. I pulled out the Poke Flute here to use instead of buying an Awakening. So now Kimberly's back up. That stomp's going to hurt, and it's a critical hit, so that's why it did that much. We outspeed, we hit it with another flamethrower, and down goes the Executor. So finally we are able to get our... The hardest Pokemon was that Executor. It's going to send out Gyarados. We send in Andros to change it. So right now we have 5 Pokemon, or 4 Pokemon getting a knockout. We're using our 5th Pokemon here. Gyarados gets killed in a one-shot off of a Thunderbolt by Andros. And it's finally down to Charizard. And we will send Jason back out into this battle. So the only one that's not going to get a champion knockout is going to be the Alakazam. But Alakazam, without him, we don't get here. And again, level 65, so we're under-leveled. And we get it with a one-shot, super effective. I think that's quadruple effective as well. One-shotting the Charizard. And finally, we are champions. We have made it through our Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke. I started this. The first upload was June 7th. I was looking back at my video uploads, and here it is, July 10th. A month later, 15 episodes later, and we are champions of the Pokemon League. And personally, for me, I complete the first Nuzlocke on my channel. I have done Nuzlocks in the past on the channel, but I did not get to finish it. And so putting this finale on really means a lot to me. Being able to finish out a Nuzlocke was something that I've always wanted to do as my career as a YouTuber. And again, the whole reason I do I understand the concept of Nuzlocks is to build the relationship with Pokemon that you might not use. I haven't used a Pidgeot in forever. I've never used Electrode before. But now all of these are Hall of Famers as we get to put our name into the Hall of Fame as well. Congratulations. And again, let's go ahead for one final time, do a team recap as all of these stayed alive and are in the Hall of Fame as I click through all this. Starting off with, even though he wasn't our first Pokemon, Jason the Gyarados, level 61, he is in the Hall of Fame. And again, never using an Electrode growing up or ever. Andros, he put in a lot of good work late in the game, so I'm happy to use him. Never using a Alakazam and being able to use him here was amazing. Again, I never chose Bulbasaur. I always chose Squirtle or Charmander when I was playing through this as a kid, so Venusaur put in a lot of work. I haven't used a Pidgeot since I was a kid and playing on Pokemon Yellow. So it's nice to see him in the Elite Four. And finally, nobody chooses the Flareon option when it comes to the Eevee. I'm able to use her and being able to be in the Hall of Fame with all 6 of these members. Yes, the team has changed a little bit, but I'm so happy to go on this journey with each and every one of you.